Day 35, Psalm 118, verses 19 through 29. At the center of this section of Scripture is verse 22. The stone that the builders rejected has now become the cornerstone. What was once thrown to the side and seemingly unusable has now become the most important stone in the lot. This is an interesting turn of phrase, and unless I'm thinking incorrectly, there are only two options for what happened here. Option number one is that there was a problem with the stone that was miraculously fixed. The stone initially was unusable, unhelpful, the wrong shape or the wrong size or type. And for one or many of these reasons, the builders toss it to the side, rejecting it from use. Option two is that the builders were seeing the stone incorrectly. What they initially judged as useless was indeed very useful. They just didn't see it as such. This statement is not just about rocks and foundations, but is a prophetic reference to Jesus. In fact, Jesus quotes Psalm 118 to describe why the Jews want to kill him. It's not because there's something wrong with him, the stone, but there is a problem in their perception. The religious leaders are not rejecting him because he's flawed, insufficient, or unworthy. They're rejecting him because he does not fit their assumptions about power, holiness, and success. They are looking for a Messiah who conforms to their categories, not one who confronts them. Lent invites us to consider whether we might be capable of the same kind of misperception. I don't know about you, but I carry expectations about how God should work, where he should show up. We're often very good at recognizing God when he aligns with our preferences, and surprisingly quick to overlook him when he does not. What if part of making room during Lent is allowing God to correct our vision? Seeing Jesus rightly changes everything. Worship follows perception. Trust grows where clarity emerges. And transformation begins not when Jesus becomes something new, but when we finally see him as he truly is. Lent gives us space to slow down enough to ask whether we've been misreading the stone, whether the cornerstone has been present all along, waiting not to be fixed, but to be recognized. A question for you to consider: what might God be inviting you to see differently in this season? And a prompt for your prayer time: thank God for his faithfulness, even in places that feel unresolved. Ask him to help you trust his work in ways you might not yet understand.